Hey guys, welcome back to the show today. And today I'm going to be talking about an owner, a PTA, who trained to become a stretch mobility coach and is now very successful. So, this story is about how Jennifer Johnson, a PTA, went from burned out as a PTA in our profession to a successful stretch mobility coach clinic owner. So, I had the opportunity to spend the last week at Jennifer Johnson's clinic. And for those of you that have not heard of Jennifer, she is a PTA and she took my training course to become a stretch mobility coach. It is a certification. And then she also is an affiliate owner, which gave her the ability to open her own stretch mobility coach clinic in Leesburg, Georgia. Now, Jennifer was burned out as a PTA and she was completely done with our profession. And she had been a PTA for 14 years before. And she and I spoke about stretch mobility coaching. Now, her PTA experience was in outpatient care. She loved helping people, but the politics of the profession and all of the changes and the guidelines that have been implemented since she got out of school were just taking a toll on her. And these Medicare guidelines, the quality of treatment she was able to provide under insurance was just not what she wanted to do. So she set out to gain other certifications like many of you. She earned her yoga certification and she also earned her breath work and meditation certificates. She trained and acquired her certified health coach certification and then also became a holistic health practitioner and a natural health consultant. And she had already stepped away completely as a PTA when she contacted me. And she was earning over $30 an hour working part-time for this company, updating home exercise programs for clients online. So she had taken this position and it was a part-time position. And she didn't feel like this work was fulfilling either. And she knew she wanted more. She began searching for other PTA opportunities and that too fell short. She'd been given the opportunity to open her own clinic in a local spa and she thought, well, I don't know if this will work or not, but she was willing to give it a year to see if it was going to work. Now, she wanted to step away from her PTA reactive care setting because she wasn't providing quality treatment like she wanted to provide. But as you know, as a PTA, in order to work outside of PT, she needed certain requirements so that she did not lose her PTA license. She was willing to do the work, and she knew that it was going to take a lot to start a business, and she knew no matter what, she could fall back on her PTA career if things didn't work out. But she was concerned about her license. She was concerned about legal implications of stepping away and working without a PT and working on her own. And she also wondered how she would find clients, what service she was going to offer now that she had so many different things. And then she wanted to know more information on how her service would differ from physical therapy. She was actually conflicted on whether she could use her education and experience at all. And she was really wanting to combine all the knowledge that she had just attained through all of taking the time and money to attain all those certifications. But she wanted to combine that with her current PTA skills, but was just struggling to find a way to do that. Now, this is when Jennifer found my YouTube video and she watched the video and reached out to me to see if I could actually mentor her. She thought, hey, I was able to overcome these obstacles. So speaking to me would provide her with all that she needed to start her business. She wanted clarity around what she was able to do outside of physical therapy, but she also needed some other information that she was unaware of what she needed. And when we scheduled a call, I was actually thrilled to talk to Jennifer. I learned that she was from Georgia and that she lived about an hour away from where I was born and raised. And she was looking to provide services in Leesburg, Georgia, which was about 35 minutes from where I was born and raised. And my dad is still there. So it's a small world. Now, I had just opened up enrollment for my level 1 fundamentals class, and I had just graduated one physical therapist assistant from my new program. It felt like a godsend to have Jennifer calling from so close to my hometown. I don't know if it was the excitement of speaking with her about my hometown or if it was the excitement that she thought enough to reach out to me about how I stepped away. It really doesn't matter what it was. I think we were probably on the phone for over an hour, to be honest. And it just felt like Jennifer was someone that I had known for years. And after breaking down what Jennifer did not have to step away as a PTA, we found exactly what she needed. She needed a new title because she was unsure if she could use her PTA title in Georgia. So she was going to check that out through the licensing board. She needed a service offering that would get people in the door. And this was a hard area. She had several certifications, several certificates, but she didn't have clarity around what she could actually offer. So that service offering, what was the service she was going to provide that she could actually promote to her community? And she had these certifications. She had a lot of knowledge. She had a lot of credentials past her PTA title, but she wasn't sure, can I use PTA? And then what are these credentials going to actually do for me? And how can I combine them into one proven service offering? Now, she was concerned that her wellness knowledge was not in alignment with her license, and she really wasn't ready to give up her PTA skills. She wanted to be able to make a difference in people's lives. Now, since she didn't have a service offering, she didn't know who she needed to target or where those people were going to be targeted from. She really had not even thought that far into the future. She just knew at this point she had a skill, she had space, but she needed to pull clarity around all of that. And what she actually needed when we broke it all down for her is she needed a different skill. And this skill needed to allow her to provide her reactive care knowledge as a component of treatment, but not a treatment service, because she needed to provide and learn a higher level of education that aligned with her license. And this was difficult for her to figure out because there aren't any guidelines out there for her to follow to know what she needed. And I was able to show her what she needed. She was required to provide evidence-based care as a PTA. She was required to attain baseline measures that were not physical therapy. These baseline testing measures needed to be different than physical therapy, and she had to provide treatment that was not PT. Now, this was hard for her because all she knew was physical therapy, but she knew that there were people that fell between the cracks that needed more, but she couldn't give them physical therapy, but those were her skills. So it was kind of this vicious cycle of, what do I do? I have these skills. How do I use them? And it's all very, very confusing. And this is where I came in. My program provided Jennifer with all that she needed to go solo while helping her align with her license. And basically, in a nutshell, in the beginning, what I provided her was a service offering, a title, and her title was Stretch Mobility Coach Apprentice, and her service offered was Stretch Mobility Coaching. Now, this was a certification provided to Jennifer, and this was already in the certification and would allow her to provide care without a PT legally, and it aligned with her PTA license. Now, by signing up for her level 1 course, which is the Stretch Method Skills Mastery Training course, she was able to learn fundamentals in 3 days at my Stretch Mobility Coach Beckett Clinic. And this fit perfectly into her timeline. Now, you see, Jennifer had already agreed to rent a space for a year in a spa in Leesburg, and she was willing to see how it went. In her mind, she could try to always fall back on her physical therapist assistant license to get work. So she really wasn't concerned if she failed or if she succeeded. And she was able to get into her space January 1st, and it was already December. So she was already feeling a bit stressed and crunched with her timeline when she was speaking with me on the phone. She was less than a few weeks away from opening something, but that lack of clarity on what she was going to do was weighing on her daily. And she thought she could continue working, prescribing her exercises from home when she tiptoed into her business venture. So she knew that there was no fear there, because if she tiptoed, she was really working within her comfort zone. So based on what I could provide her through a certification and an affiliation, she was actually able to meet her deadline on time within just 3 weeks of opening her new business. But with my help, she was going to open a Stretch Mobility Coach clinic inside this spa, and she was going to be able to sell stretch mobility coaching and provide all the skills that she had earned in her other certification, as well as her PTA skills. And I was going to teach her new skills that was going to provide her to be an expert. So for her, as she said in her words, it was a no-brainer for me, Kim, because she had been looking into franchising, and she had already been discussing franchising with her husband, and her husband was totally not on board with her purchasing a franchise. And with the franchise, she wasn't even able to use her skills either. So when she came back to her husband with what I was able to provide her, and it looked like it was that missing link, and it was a low cost startup that would allow her to start very fast and to earn money very fast, she signed up pretty quickly. Now, she signed up for my January course, and this was 2020. Let's see, I think 2023 for her. The affiliate license provided her with pre-startup essentials and a successful blueprint and strategy that allowed her to focus on what was important to open her clinic. Now, Jennifer ordered all of her branding stuff, which I supplied for her. She learned her new messaging, how to talk to a customer, how to align with a customer. She learned who her target market was, and she got out to introduce her new program to the Chamber of Commerce and to the Leesburg, Georgia area. Now, she started getting her new space ready with all of the new designs and colors that I was able to provide for her. And she put branding on her wall. She ordered exercise cards, which I provide for her. It was just kind of like, check, check, check. I know I need these things. She hung an exercise system, which I showed her how to do very cheaply for her TheraBands, and purchased a few supplies that she would need to provide stretch mobility coaching in her new space. She already had a yoga mat. She already had her skills from all that. So she was set to go within just a matter of weeks, because she was given everything she needed to start effectively as fast as possible. She had someone put up a logo on the door and hung her rack cards for advertising outside the door, along with some business cards. And all of that stuff was designed and ready for her just to put her name on it. Now, she attended her level 1 fundamentals course, and after completing her course, she was actually able to call herself a stretch mobility coach apprentice. And she was able to offer stretch mobility coach services in Leesburg, Georgia, and was provided support from myself and Jordan while she became proficient in those new skills. Now, she purchased a deep thermal laser to be able to offer laser services, and she also had a unit that provided relief like acupuncture, and it was just a little device that gave her the same benefit that acupuncture gave people. Now, she was able to provide these services to her new clients because she was provided a proven sales system. Now, she returned from her level 1 course and immediately worked on her mom. And her mom had experienced low back pain for years without any relief. So Jennifer felt she could try her new skills on her mom. And at this time, she was only a novice. She'd just been instructed on, these are the skills, these are how you do them, these are how you test. So she was really surprised when her mom got off the table and felt better than she had felt in years. And this was simply amazing to Jennifer. Number one, because it gave her the confidence that she needed with her new skills, but also to know that she was able to help her mom. It gave her the confidence to know that there's a bunch of people out there that she could help, and she knew who she could target now. Now, this new confidence helped her find and schedule all of these new clients using the system that I gave her and the strategy that I gave her in my program. Now, she used our lead generation system for new owners to fill their calendar. And after she finally opened her clinic, I believe that was in February, she and I spoke after her first month in business, and I had her go back and calculate what she had earned, because just like you and just like me, it's not on the forefront. It isn't really the money for us, although we need the money and we need the financial freedom. But the first feeling that we want as PTAs is to make sure we're making a difference in someone's life. So she worked hard that first month, saw her first clients, and was amazed herself that she brought in just shy of $11,000. I think it was $124 shy in less than 30 days in business. So she had everything that she needed. It was given to her, and all she had to do was do the work to achieve the results. Now, she was still working, so she continued doing her other PTA job on the side for just a little bit of time until that actual job got in the way of her seeing clients. And in just 2 months, she had filled her schedule with 25 to 30 hours of clients every week. She had a waiting list, and she had to put her notice in with her part-time job that she couldn't work there anymore and help them, even though she tried out of the goodness of her heart, like many of us do, to help the company out. Her business was just booming, and she really needed to focus on her business and her clients. And if she continued to focus on her hourly job and help the company out that she was working for, it was going to hurt her company in the long term. So after 10 months in business, Jennifer had a local chiro and a nurse practitioner reach out to her to connect, because they heard that she was getting these wonderful results with their clients. And they were just amazed at these results, and they were anxious to partner and refer clients over to her, and they wanted to see what she was doing. But I remember the day that Jennifer said, "I've reached expert status in 10 months with all that you've given me, Kim," because I mean, how would it feel for you to get a call from a chiropractor or a nurse practitioner when you're a PTA, and them calling and going, "Girl, what are you doing? We're getting all of these amazing results that you're treating people that we've never seen before, and we want to meet you. We want to partner with you. We want to collaborate with you." What an intense feeling Jennifer felt that day after just being a solo owner in 10 months in our program. Now, I'm going to fast forward you a year and a half here, and Jennifer is still in business. She's at full capacity and has never gone any lower than full capacity. And she's now working with me to raise her prices and looking into what her next steps in business will look like for her. Now, my social media manager and I spent a couple days filming in Jennifer's clinic. And guys, I got to tell you, we're able to speak to her clients over those 2 days and film some new content spotlighting how much she has helped her community. And you guys need to follow our The Stretch Mobility Coach Instagram channel for that content, because you're going to see testimonials that will just make you want to provide that type of reaction for your clients too. The cool part is that Jennifer learned these techniques. We were able to teach her what she needed and give her everything that she needed to set her up for success. And at the time, she didn't even know what success looked like for her. And that's no different from the PTAs that I talk with on the phone every week. Most of you are like, "I know I want to do something different, but everything else is just a blur." And it was for Jennifer, and it was for me too. But she's now helping our community, and I got the opportunity to speak to these clients she has worked with. And one of the clients, Sammy, goes, "Kim, if she was open 5 days a week, I'd be here 5 days a week, because this lady has changed my life." Another lady said she couldn't function without Jennifer in her community. And if you look at the post that we posted on, I believe it must have been on Wednesday or Thursday last week, about us visiting and doing some content in Jennifer's studio, you're going to see, people commenting on thanking Jennifer for what she's provided for them as a stretch mobility coach. When she didn't have a direction, she knew she wanted to help people, but she didn't know how to do it. She didn't have a successful checklist to do it until she contacted me, and we worked together. It was amazing to hear those success stories. Go back to that post, guys. Take a look at that post and look at the comments below. Those are her actual clients responding in appreciation to what she has done for them. And the love in that clinic is no different than the love my clients show in this clinic here in Beckett. And guys, it is an amazing, fulfilling experience to know that you truly can help someone, and you can make a difference in their life if you just know what you need. And that's what we provide in our program, is we give you everything that you need so that you can do what you love, which is treatment. And it's not PT treatment. These are not PT clients at all. This is a new lane, a new direction for you to help people in a different way, live a life without constraints and without limits. Now, it was not only amazing to meet her clients, but even more amazing to see that her outcomes were the same outcomes that we get from our clients in our Westchester Beckett clinic. Now, she chose to open her clinic in a small town. And guys, a small town meant there's a census of 3,000 residents in her town. And her town's median income is between $20,000 and $60,000. So she is not working with rich people in a rich affluent area. This is an agricultural area, a farm town that only has 3,000 residents, and she is full. She's at capacity and she has a waiting list. So the small town PTAs, if you're having to travel long distances to go to work and you're leaving your family and you're traveling these long distances just to have a job as a PTA, be a stretch mobility coach in your area. You can do the same thing Jennifer's doing. Now, her town was very small, yet she did not fear that she could not be full. Her fear was more based around finding what she needed to go solo without having to hire a PT, and how she needed to make sure she was aligning with her license. And she wanted the confidence to make sure she was being covered legally if something did go astray outside of her control. She also needed a website. She needed proven skills that would show that she was credible, and she needed a way to promote herself while she was working her part-time therapeutic exercise job. I love when my PTAs say, I'm going to tiptoe away from my part-time job, but instead, when they have my program, they're kind of thrown into their business and they're successful so quick that they have to quit their part-time job or their full-time job because they're full, and it's going to hurt their business if they don't. So she got that and way more by signing up to work with me. And she's a rock star PTA, guys. I hope you continue to listen to her story as we put it out there, because it does not end here. Watch as I spotlight more PTA trailblazers around the U.S. as well. And if you're a PTA that has been searching for a way to go solo legally without having to hire a PT, and you know for sure that you do not want to go to PT school, and you are not ready to step away from providing a skill to clients yet, I'd love to talk to you. I'll put a link below for you to schedule a free career discovery call with me. And on that call, I will learn more about where you are professionally right now. And I want to dig deeper into what you have currently that you can offer to go solo. And then I'll provide you with what you are missing. And if I can help you, and if stretch mobility coaching is an answer for you, then I can help you break down what it takes to become a stretch mobility coach, and then what success looks like in your hometown. Guys, thanks for joining me today. I very much appreciate it. I can't wait to see you next week.